Hello my lovelies, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we are making red gobe or just plantain and bean stew. So first I have the ingredients on the screen. That's black pepper, the shrimp powder. I'm going to use 3 medium-sized tomatoes, 1 onion, 1 medium-sized onion, 2 garlics, a shrimp cube, and Kako, which is a type of salted fish. And for my protein, I'm going to be using mackerel in tomato sauce and then fresh fish. I'm going to be using palm oil as the oil for the food. And then the star of the show, which is the beans, which is semi-cooked. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to heat my pan. And then I'm going to add my palm oil to it. I'm going to allow it to heat up a little. I'll be adding some sliced onions too. Well, I find that adding onions helps to absorb the moisture in the fish or in the oil so it doesn't splatter everywhere and burn you. That's just how I feel, and it works for me. So I'm adding my fresh fish. I'm going to fry it, and then I'll be adding the Kako to it. So I'll let it fry for about 5 minutes on each side, and then I'll go on to take them out, and then I'll also take the onions out and blend them with my other ingredients, my other vegetables that I'm going to be using. So yeah. So I left about 2 of the pieces of fish in the oil, and I tried to break them into pieces so I get a little bit of fish in the stew, and I made them fry a little to get some crunch in the stew. So now I'm just going to blend my onions, the caramelized onions, with my garlic, the tomatoes, and the fresh onion, and I'm just going to add them to the oil and let it fry for about, I'm using high heat, so I keep on stirring constantly. So I'll let it fry for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'll add my shrimp powder and my black pepper, and I'll continue to stir. Now I'm using high heat because I was in the kitchen the whole time I was cooking. But if you know you're going to be sitting down doing other things, then you'd have to use low heat or medium heat, low to medium heat. Yeah. So then I'll add my shrimp cube to it, and I'll be stirring constantly so it doesn't get stuck to the base of the pan. And I'm going to add my mackerel sauce. Now the reason I'm using few tomatoes is because I'm using the mackerel sauce, and there was quite a lot of sauce that came with the mackerel. So I'm also going to be stirring constantly, and yeah. After letting it fry for about 3 minutes, I'm going to add my beans to it, and it's semi-cooked. Now when I was cooking the beans, there was a little bit of water left, so I added that water. It was about half a cup, and I set about a third of the beans aside, and I used the water to blend it, and I'll be adding that mixture also to the beans at the end, you'd see. And that's why you also don't see me adding water along the way. Plus, I'm using a lot of oil because I wanted the tomato mixture to fry quickly, so I can, because I was in a rush. So yeah, but then at the end of cooking, I'll take some of the oil, or most of it out, and add it to the food for my dogs. So yeah, don't panic if you see too much oil. Okay, so I'd like to use this opportunity to thank everyone and to thank you watching. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you for coming back, and thank you for spending some time to watch my video. At least this time I know what I'm doing, unlike my previous one where I was just trying my hands out. And if you're new here too, I'd really appreciate it. First of all, welcome. And how about you subscribe and join the family? And I would really appreciate it. And if you're watching, like, comment, and subscribe. Whoa. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be sure to answer every comment I see. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I'm just going to be adding my fish or my proteins to it, both the mackerel and then the fried fish. And at this point, the stew is almost ready. So you realize that the whole time I wasn't talking about salt, because I realized almost everything I was going to use had a little bit of salt in it. So I wanted to wait at the end before I added the salt to it, and it was just for taste. So I tasted it and it needed just a little bit of salt, so I added about that much. And it's on low heat, so I'm just going to cover it. Personally, the best accompaniment I could use beans to eat is plantain, ripe plantain, which is called Kako in Ghana. So, well, you can use the beans to eat rice, eat yam, eat potatoes. Someone like my younger sister would like to eat it with jollof. Yeah, it's quite weird like that, but yeah, basically you can eat it with anything. And in Nigeria, you go and they eat it with bread. So I was just chopping up the plantain, I washed it, and then I mixed it with salt. And I'm just going to fry it in boiling hot oil for about 10 minutes while stirring it periodically, because if you leave cocoa, it will burn and you will not even realize it. So while my plantain was frying, I checked on my stew for the last time and it was ready at the point. So I just gave it one last stir and turned off the fire. And my plantain is done, so I'm going to take it out. This is the result. So if you reach this point of the video and you haven't subscribed, you see that there's something doing. Please, I beg you, subscribe. Thank you very much. And have a lovely day, lovely weekend. And yeah, bye.